Hey guys, Hounddoomed here, coming at you once again with another episode of Pokemon Black 2. On the last episode, we took down the Castalia Gym and its leader, Berg, the Bug-type master. On this episode, I think we're going to be exploring Route 4 to the north and heading out of Castalia City. Not for the final time, but yeah, we'll be back before too long. Oh Jesus, it's so late and I should be in bed, but oh well. I'm recording for you guys. Oh, hello, this opens up a new thing in right here. Oh, it's you again! You have very Internet Explorer looking hair. In fact, that's what I'm going to call you from now on. You can accept that and, you know, see me off with a smile. If it's not an inconvenience, may I have a look at your Pokémon? Okay, I appreciate your cooperation. Oh, how interesting. Your temper seems to display more self-confidence than others of the same species, and you're a trainer with merely 3 badges. Fantastic. I'm not sure how you're doing it, but you're bringing out the power of your Pokémon. Oh, excuse me. I am a scientist. My name is Coloris. The theme of my research is bringing out the power of Pokémon. Gee, I'd never have guessed that one. Bringing out the power of Pokémon. Didn't you just say that? Is there an echo or something? Is it possible to bring out their maximum power through the bond they share with their trainers? Or is there some other different method? I'd like to test my theory by battling with you. Do you find this acceptable? Sure, why not? Either way, I'll be waiting on Route 4. It's just beyond here. I'm well aware of that, Mr. Chorus. I do think his Japanese name was better. Achroma. Just sounded so much better. But I'm fine with Coloris. But Internet Explorer hair is much better, obviously. Okay, so when you do head through this gate, you can do this as soon as you get to Castalia, really. If you so desire, and you want to get this and head back to Verbank and such. As soon as you step right there... Hey! It's Bianca! When I saw you in the city, I just had to catch up with you. Here, take this. This is a dowsing machine. This is such a nice item. You have no idea. You can use the dowsing machine to find places where items are hidden. It's exciting to find an item while you're looking for a Pokemon. Ooh, good luck! Oh, if you often use the dowsing machine, the habitat list, and so on, why don't you register them? I think it's written in this book. I found it! Okay, I'll read it. You can use the registered item just by pressing the Y button. See? Okay, bye! Bye, Bianca. Alright, so I'll explain, well... show you what she just explained. So you go to the key items and you go to register. Alternatively, you can tick the checkbox using your stylus on the touchscreen. You can register more than one thing in this game as well, which is very nice. It's a bit like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but you can actually register more than 2, which is even better. I'm going to go with Dowsing Machine first and Bicycle second, just because that's how I was used to it in the original game. So the way that this Dowsing Machine works is that it has these 2 item things, and as soon as it'll pick up an item, it'll basically lead you to exactly where it is. So it's kind of nice. Alright, so we're on Route 4. We're finally hearing this music that I've been playing in my Pokemon reviews. Although we did hear it at the beginning of the game, admittedly. Now, these Pokemon breeders are so frustrating. I don't know what possessed Game Freak to do this, but every time you walk past these breeders, they will fight you. Now you may think, oh, that's a good idea. What's wrong with that? I'll tell you what's wrong with that. They don't change the levels at all. So if you mistakenly run past one of these noobs, you're going to get ambushed, you're going to fight with pathetically leveled Pokemon, particularly later in the game. And sometimes they're in very easy to reach locations, so you're just going to be strolling on past, minding your own business, and then boom, you're in another fight. And it's like, oh, really? So, you've got to watch out for these noobs. They're not exactly everywhere, but they're around, you know. So there's a Marill right there. Not a fan, but I'm a fan of the Marill land. Bubble Beam, that's not going to do anything. Really? Lower my speed? How dare you? Just how dare you? Roll out. Whatever. I need to move Wake Up Slap up to the front. I think Conker's going to be evolving this episode, which is pretty nice. Your training method is great. I'm going to copy it. You cheater. I'm going to report you for plagiarism. Alright, so let's move Wake Up Slap to where Low Kick is. Alright, so let's head along here. So there are 4 new Pokemon you can find here. Well, 3 and then... well, I'll explain it in the Pokemon reviews, don't worry. Well, basically, in Black 2 I think you can find Trubbish, and in White 2 you can find Minccino, but you can find both later on, regardless of what game you're playing, so I don't know why they made them version exclusives on this route, but anyway. So we got some Pokemon reviews coming at you right now. One of the new Pokemon you can find on Route 4 is Sandile. Sandile is a ground dark type and can have the abilities either Intimidate or Moxie with Anger Point as a hidden ability. Either of those abilities are quite good. I'd say that Moxie is probably the better one of the two, but anyway. In all 4 games it can be found on Route 4, the Relic Castle and the Desert Resort. When looking at its stats you can see that it's obviously physically orientated, with good physical attack and decent speed, but with relatively low defences, which is compounded by the fact that it has a lot of weaknesses. I think it has 6 in fact. At level 29 it will evolve into Krokorok, and when it does so, its stats increase a little bit, its attack gets a little more powerful, and it gets a little faster, but not much of an improvement from Sandile. Can be found as a Krokorok in the Relic Castle, in the kind of mid-game section. And yeah, at level 40 it will evolve into Crocodile, and it will have a lot higher physical attack, becoming base 117, which is pretty high, as well as decent speed, base 92, which is pretty good, and then even pretty good HP as well to help cushion those hits a bit more. All in all, I'd say that Crocodile is a decent Pokemon. It's not as good of a ground type as, say, Excadrill, despite the fact that Crocodile has much better coverage. Crocodile has a lot more weaknesses, a lot less resistances, and despite having 2 immunities it really is not very good defensively. But having said that, it's very good offensively, and with Moxie it can become very, very difficult to take down, and it can be a total powerhouse. It could be a little bit faster, but all in all I'd say that Crocodile is quite good. I would personally give Crocodile 4 stars. Another new Pokemon you can find on Route 4 is Darumaka. Darumaka is a fire type and can have the ability Hustle with Inner Focus as a hidden ability. Can be found on Route 4 as well as the Desert Resort in all 4 games. When looking at its stats you can see that it's obviously got a very, very high physical attack stat for an unevolved Pokemon, with okay defences as well as decent enough speed for an unevolved Pokemon. But that Hustle really makes it very powerful. At level 35 it'll evolve into Darmanitan, which can be found at the Desert Resort with its hidden ability in Black and White 1, and you're going to have to evolve it in Black and White 2, but you can pick one up at the Desert Resort as N's Pokemon if you did a memory link, which you must be careful of at this point in the game, because it's going to be very difficult to run away from, and it's going to destroy your team, so be careful with that. As a Darmanitan, its 2 abilities will change. Hustle will change into Sheer Force, and Inner Focus will turn into Zen Mode, which is a unique ability for it. Zen Mode will basically mean its stats will change almost completely. Instead of having base 140 attack, it will have base 140 special attack, and then it will have base 105 HP, defense and special defense, base 30 attack, and then base 50 speed, which I think. However, it will only change into Zen mode once it's below 50% of its health. So it can only really work if you use Substitute, which could work to your advantage, I don't know. If I was to suggest a Darmanitan Zen mode set, I would say probably go for Flamethrower or Fire Blast, Psychic and Grass Knot, as well as Substitute. But But yeah, Darmanitan Zen is okay, but it's not that great. Darmanitan Zen itself will get around about 3.5 stars. Moving on to the main Darmanitan though, it will have Sheer Force, which will make it so powerful. Having base 140 attack is just insane. It's also pretty fast. It's not lightning quick, but it's fast enough. And it's also got decent, well, very high HP actually to help take those hits a bit better. It's still quite weak defensively though. Darmanitan is nothing short of amazing. Darmanitan really is the best of the best. When it gets Flare Blitz, it gets a Sheer Force boost, it gets Stab, it's base 120, plus the Stab which comes to 180, plus a Sheer Force boost, plus coming off that base 140 attack. It's going to kill something. I mean, he's going to take a ton of recoil back, but it's insane. Darmanitan has fantastic coverage moves, has a fantastic stab move. I mean, even its Pokédex number is asking for it to be 5 stars, and it gets it. 5 stars all the way. Darmanitan is amazing. Another new Pokemon you can find on Route 4 is Scraggy. Scraggy is a dark fighting type and can have the abilities either Shed Skin or Moxie with Intimidate as a hidden ability. Can be found on Route 4 as well as the Desert Resort in Black and White 2, and in Black and White 1 it can be found on Routes 4 and 18 as well as the Desert Resort. When looking at its stats, you can see that it's obviously meant to be a bulky attacker with good defences and decent physical attack as well. When it evolves into Scrafty at level 37, which can be found on routes 1, 15, 18 and the P2 laboratory in Black and White 2, it has a lot higher defences, getting base 150 in both, which is massively high, as well as okay physical attack. Not base 90 is okay, but it's also pretty slow as well and doesn't have great HP. But if you get one with Moxie, then that attack stat isn't that bad, as well as if you give it bulk up later on it gets a bit better. Scrafty is kind of in the middle of the road when it comes to a fighting type. It's good, but it's not the best, because obviously in Black and White 2 there are some amazing fighting types. I'm looking at you, Heracross. But Scrafty is good. It's not amazing, because if it was amazing it would evolve earlier, because level 37 is quite a long time to wait. Having said that, Scrafty is still quite good, and it gets good coverage moves as well with the elemental punches. Dark Fighting has completely unresisted coverage, apart from against Heracross and Toxic Croak, so even with its stab moves it does well. And it also can learn High Jump Kick, which is, you know, it helps with that low attack power. But Scrafty's good. I would give Scrafty 3.5 stars. Another new Pokemon you can find on Route 4 is Trubbish. Trubbish is a poison type and can have the abilities either Stench or Sticky Hold, with Aftermath as a hidden ability. Can be found on Routes 5 and 16 in all 4 games, as well as on Route 4 in Black 2 only. When looking at its stats, you can see that it's a pretty fast defensive Pokemon, having decent defences and pretty good speed as well. When it evolves into Garbodor at level 36, it gets a little better in the stat department, getting good defences, kind of bulky attacker defences, as well as okay physical attack and okay speed as well. Its Sticky Hold ability will turn into Weak Armour once it's evolved, and can be found as a Garbodor on Route 9. When considering Garbodor, Garbodor is an okay poison type. It's not the best because it's outclassed by Weezing as well as Scolipede. That's it pretty much. It's okay. The main problem that Garbodor has is that most of its good attacking moves, such as like Sludge Bomb, Thunderbolt, moves such as that, they're all special based, and Garbodor has non-existent special attack, so it works much better as a physical attacker. But then the best physical poison type attack it gets is Gunk Shot, which has barely any PP and it's very inaccurate. It has some okay coverage moves as well, but nothing to shout home about. Garbodor's not really that great. It's middle of the road, just like Scraggy. But yeah, Garbodor's okay. I'd give 2.5 stars. The final new Pokemon you can find on Route 4 is Minccino. Minccino is a normal type and can have the ability to either Cute Charm or Technician with Skill Link as a hidden ability. Can be found on Routes 9, 5 and 16 in all 4 games, as well as the Cold Storage in Black and White 1, and can be found on Route 4 in White 2 only. Can also be found in the Hidden Grotto on Route 5, and when you first go to that Hidden Grotto you will be guaranteed to have a Minccino there that has Skill Link. So if you wish to pick up a Skill Link one, then that's where you go, because you're guaranteed to get one. When looking at Minccino's stats, you can see that it's a fairly plain normal type, having good speed but nothing else presentable about it. Evolves into Cinccino through the use of a shiny stone, and when it does so, it gets much better stats, having good physical attack and is blazing fast, but still has pretty lousy defences. Can be found on routes 5, 9 and 16 in all 4 games, only in the Shaken Grass however, and in addition it can be found at the Cold Storage in the Shaken Grass in Black and White 1. Cinccino is another fantastic Pokemon, and it's difficult to understand why when looking at its stats. But regardless of whether you're playing Black and White 1 and you get a Technician one, or whether you go for Skill Link, Cinccino is amazing because it gets 3 multi-strike moves in Tail Slap, which is its signature move, Rock Blast and Bullet Seed, which gain fantastic coverage just on their own. And if you have the Skill Link one, Cinccino is going to be having 125 base power moves to sweep things with, and it's blazing fast, so Cinccino is really going to be doing well. And even if you use Technician, that's still good. Obviously you won't be hitting all the time, but you're going to have a minimum 75 base power move, which is, you know, pretty good. When considering its abilities, because Cinccino is kind of either or, if you choose Technician, you will have extra coverage in Wake Up Slap, which will get a Technician boost and gets you flawless coverage. However, if you have the Skill Link one, you can't really use Wake Up Slap because it's very weak. But it can learn moves such as U-Turn, if that suits your style, or Aqua Tail as well for some extra coverage against Steel types. All in all, Cinccino is a great normal type. Not the best, but it's a great normal type. Could do with having slightly better defences and slightly better physical attack, but it really is good. Cinccino gets 4 stars. Okay, so we're set. Let's see, we have Conquer out front. That's fine, because I know what this guy has. Ah, that smell. My Herdia seems to say that you've got a dangerous smell about you. No, I think that's you. Just saying. A Growlithe. Somehow I don't think that's a Herdia, but hey. Yay, no Intimidate. Thank God. Alright, let's just rock throw this thing. Get it out of here. Doggy. Oh, there's your Herdia. Okay, fair enough. Intimidate, Intimidate. Yay, no Intimidate. Fabulous. One shot? Nice. Obviously you can explore this extra little bit of Route 4 just before the gym. So if you are struggling and need a little bit of training, you can always come here and pick up your levels a little bit. There are basically just 4 trainers you can fight. You've been caught by a powerful hook, which is me. I'll have a battle with you using my freshly caught Pokémon. This is particularly... Oh, actually, I was just going to say this is particularly notable since you can't fight Ordino apart from in Verbank Complex, which is like the highest level. But then I suddenly thought, oh yeah, there's the Castelia Garden, so doesn't matter too much. But these guys are here, and they're quite useful, especially these Basculin. These Basculin give quite a lot of XP, not as much as Ordino, but they give quite a lot, so they're quite useful. Aqua Jet's quite frustrating though. Right. Oh, level 24. Awesome. Trying to learn Chip Away. I don't think so. Don't really need it. I have Return. Not that I'm going to bother teaching it, but I have Return. Okay, good catch, good catch. My next catch will be called Victory. Are you sure about that? I'm gonna make sure that that's not gonna happen. Oh, a Psyduck. Nice. Okay. So, let's just use Wake Up Slap. Wow, I'm outspeeding a Psyduck. Well done, Conker. Oh, Confusion. That is not good. Oh, nice. Sorry, that was a very inappropriate noise for me to make. But anyway, it's nice to live with 1 HP. And a Basculin. I'd like to stay in, but obviously this... Oh yeah, I need to stay in and then just heal, because obviously this thing's going to be using Aqua Jet. So there are 2 forms to Basculin. Let's go with Lemonade. As you can see, this one is a blue stripe, as opposed to the red stripe run you saw earlier. Something interesting about this blue Basculin here is that in Pokemon White, the original, Basculin was the only Pokemon who could legitimately have one of 4 abilities rather than 3. The reason for this was that it was programmed into the game to be the same as Red Basculin, which had Reckless and... Oh Jesus, I don't... It has another ability as well. I think it's like Adaptability, but that might be its Dreamworld ability. But it had another ability. It had Reckless and something else. And basically, when you traded a blue Basculin... Well, no, you got a blue Mystic War, very useful.
I don't know what you traded for it, but it was something. And you got a blue Basculin, which had the Rockhead ability, which was unique, because you can't catch a Rockhead Basculin in Pokemon Black or White at all, ever. They did change this in Black 2 and White 2, as Blue Basculin was supposed to have the Rockhead ability, but it was accidentally programmed into the game as having the same as Red. So, you know, kind of useful, I guess. I'm all about this kind of trivia. Alright, so here's Colorus. I've been waiting for you. What's the matter? Interested in what's behind me? These are not mere rocks, but the Pokemon name known as Crustle. Observe. With this device I created to energize Pokemon, I'll... Nice pose there. Whoa! Whoa! And they just wander off. Bye, Crustle. Those Crustle. Were they just lying here, out of energy, with their boulders on their backs? Team Plasma said we should recognize the potential in Pokemon and liberate them from humans. I disagree. Conversely, it should be humans who bring out the hidden potential in Pokemon. You like that pose, don't you? Now that I think about it, I never asked your name. Sean, I'll remember that. Well then, I will test you to see if you're a trainer who can bring out the hidden potential of Pokemon. Please do. So we'll only have 2 Pokemon just now. This first one's a Magnemite. Seen a couple of these by now. I think it has Sturdy, which is a little frustrating, but it's fair to say I need to heal, but there is actually a rest house not too far away from here, so Thunderwave, I'm happy with that. Maybe 50-50 chance of attacking, but at least it'll give me guts. Spark. Oh, that hit hard. That really hit hard. That's surprising. And a Clink. We haven't seen Clink before, but it's just a Steel type. Be very careful of Gear Grind though, this is going to hurt. This essentially is a 100 power move, so be very careful with it. As you can see. It only hits 2 times. It has 50 power for each hit, and it is 85% accurate. I think. Something like that. Anyways, just get rid of it with Flame Burst. It doesn't have Sturdy or anything, so take it down with whatever you like. Splendid, you are quite the trainer. I know. But I don't like to brag. I see, just like the gym leaders in each area, or the Elite Four and Champion in the Pokemon League, you bring out the power in Pokemon by being kind to them. That's the kind of person you are. I'm extremely grateful for your help. This is a token of my gratitude. Some protein. Cool. It's so frustrating. If only we could talk to Pokemon in order to bring out their power. But there's no way a person like that could ever exist. Well then, Sean, I hope to see you again sometime. I wouldn't be so sure there, Chorus. I'm pretty sure I know a guy who can speak to Pokemon. I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about as well. Alright, so I know that I've obviously just missed like a huge amount, but I am actually just going to come here quickly. Because this is where the rest house is now. They've moved the TM for dig. But as you can see while I was walking through, Route 4 has changed completely. It is now... Well, in Black 2 it's very built up. And there's all these houses here. As opposed to White 2, which looks kind of rustic and ancient and that kind of thing. But yeah. So these two will ask about a Pokemon who have a particular attack or speed stat. I'm not sure what you get if you do it, but they're quite high stats. But yeah, since construction won't be finished, guys like them hang around. Guys like them? Guys like who? There was a girl in there and a guy who I'm pretty sure was not a construction worker, but whatever. Okay, so this girl is pretty useful, particularly in Black 2, not so much in White 2, but she will trade for the other one of the version exclusive grass types. Now, in Black 2, you can get yourself Patilil, which is very good, because Patilil is fantastic. Also, if you get Hidden Power at the Pokemon World Tournament / Battle Subway later on, it will have Hidden Power Ground, which could be quite useful and could be used over Giga Drain later on. If you so desire, which covers up quite a few of its weaknesses. It's not as good as, like, say, Hidden Power Rock, which would be much better for it, as it covers every weakness it has, but Hidden Power Ground is still very good and helps it muscle through Steel types. So he tells you about Sandstorm and how Rock, Ground, Steel type can weather Sandstorm without taking any damage. He talks about, yeah, whatever. Here's a wide lens, boosts accuracy by 10%, so very useful item, just to get right there. Don't think I'll be teaching it to any of my Pokemon just now, but that might be useful later on. Why the heck not? If I'm with a big Pokemon, even I look slim. Fair point. Hi, welcome. Well, there's nothing here. Well, you're in a house. You know, on Thursdays, some Pokemon fly here. That is very true. A very... well, okay. In Black 2 it's not a very good Pokemon, but in White 2 it is incredibly good. He gives you some citrus berries, not sure how many, but he'll give them to you. They're quite useful. They hold 25% of your health, and obviously they can be equipped for your Pokemon to use when they hit below a third of their HP. Hello, hello. Hi, I'll mimic a Pokemon sound. Please listen. Well, that's Timber. Timber, correct. You can recognise the sound of a Pokemon you always hear, right? Thank you for playing with me, Giggly. This is a small gift from me. I should give you a Poketoy, which lets you escape from any wild battle. One-time use item, though. Hello, hello. People say they are brats, but they're just hanging out. Never judge a book by its cover. Who? Who are you talking about? I have no idea who you're talking about. Please elaborate. I don't know. Anyway, we'll keep Conqueror up front. Why the heck not? Boo. Boo! Hey, you! Stop right there! Why? What have I done wrong? Officer? Dell. Nice name. Oh, he's got a Riolu. I'm not worried. I've got the better fighting type. Well, for now, anyway. I would say that Lucario is better than Conkeldurr, but to be quite honest, well, I was about to say that I kind of prefer Conkeldurr, but I do really like Lucario. I think it's one of the best Pokemon in Gen 4. And a Growlithe. I think this... well, actually, it doesn't really matter, does it? I was going to say, I think this one has Intimidate, but... oh, it doesn't. But either way. Fire Fang, okay. Oh! Screw you then. Let's just go for Ignite. Let's just go for Feint Attack, since obviously this one has Flash Fire. Flame Body. Flame Body won't activate. Damn. You can't burn fire types in any way, shape or form. Just like you weren't able to poison steel or poison types with like toxic or whatever. I think the only way you could poison them was through Twin Needle, but I'm not sure if that actually works anymore. I think in 5th gen they changed it. Anyway, let's heal just because. Thank you very much. Nice rock, by the way. I like it. I've never used a crocodile ever, to be honest. It's a Pokemon that I do kind of want to use, but it's, I don't know, there's something about crocodile that I just don't like. I don't know what it is. Alright, so this is a good place to use your dowsing machine, as there are a ton of hidden items. What's a kid like you doing wandering around these parts? Well, I'm just exploring there. Neagle. Oh, that'd be so funny if you changed your name to Beagle, because then you've got a dog, and I don't know, that's funny to me. I don't care what you think. Regardless of the Intimidate, let's just go for a Wake Up Slap. Work Up, that's not nice. I'm sure this thing probably has Takedown as well, which makes it even more scary. Oh, Tackle, okay. Whoa, that still did a lot. Ouch. 2 hit KO though. And Conker's up to level 25. Woot. To have bested an officer like me, what kind of kid are you? Well, I'm above average. Yay, so Conker's evolving now. We're gonna get ourselves a girder. I won't evolve it into Conkeldurr just yet. I will wait till the end of the episode. Although I will actually do the evolution of Conkeldurr off screen, unfortunately, because I don't really have a really good way to record the evolution for it. So yes. What do we have here? We have a Darumaka. Hello. One of my favourite Univern Pokemon. Just so cute. You're dancing around. And Darmanitan is just a beast. Darmanitan is like amazing. One of the best Pokemon in this game. Hands down. I think it would probably be in my top 3, to be honest. Darmanitan. Anyway, so big newsflash kind of thingy going on here. TM for Dig, TM28, right here. Please get it, because it's going to be so useful in the next gym. And even without worrying about the next gym, it is still a very useful TM. This ain't no place for kids like you. Okay, well, that doesn't mean I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna roll in here completely unopposed and not care what you think. So you have a Venipede. I think I just smacked the mic, I'm sorry. Whatever, Flame Burst. I outspeed, of course, because Ignite pretty much outspeeds everything. And a Sandile. Okay. Intimidate. Whatever. Do what you need to do. Down you go. And up to level 25. Just who are you? You looked pretty timid. Well, you know. We'll keep Ignite up front, I reckon. I think this guy has like a Scraggy or something. My shiny head is a reflection of my fighting spirit. I love the way that you're embracing your boldness. That's what all bald people should do. Darumaka, that's frustrating. I think Feint Attack does like a smidgen more than a resisted Flame Burst, so I'm just going to go for that. Well, let's test it. That did just under half, so let's test it. As opposed to that, which did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, so it's about the same. Faint attack does ever so slightly more. Okay. What do we have over here? Some stardust. Cool. Don't know how I would have found that in all this sand, but whatever. Boo. Hey, you didn't tell this guy off. Starting yesterday, I decided to become a bad dude. Now people will know I'm strong. Well, you still look like a youngster to me, wearing the shorts and the vest and the backwards baseball cap, so you still just look like a youngster to me. With a very, very lousy P-Dove, which actually did a surprising amount of damage with that quick attack. I guess I can't just up and decide to be a bad dude. It's tougher than I thought. That is true. What do you have to say for yourself? A motorcycle in the desert doesn't get much more wild than this, eh? I guess you could say that, yeah. Stanley. Ugh, Zubat. Blur. How frustrating. Down it goes. And a Timber. We'll stay in, why not? Could have done Timber versus Girder, but I'd rather just get it over with. Down it goes. Motorcycles aren't compatible with sand. I'm not compatible with you. That's a very interesting use of the word compatible. I like it. Okay, so there's a grip claw right there. Just over here you can find yourself some stardust again. Just there, by the way, for future reference, on Thursdays you will find yourself a Mandibuzz. You heard me right, a Mandibuzz. Fully evolved, level 25, will have its hidden ability, which is weak armor. Where is that item? Oh, okay. Didn't even know there was an item there. Yellow Shard. They will be useful later on in the game. Yeah, Mandibuzz. So, yeah, dark flying type. I will give it a review in just a second. But it's not very good though, to be quite honest with you. But in White 2, in a slightly different area, although it's around, but it will be on Mondays instead, you can find yourself a Braviary, or Braviary, or whatever. Normal flying type is amazing, quite frankly. Has huge attack, decently fast, good defences, has Defiant, which is a perfect counter to anything with Intimidate, which is just great, and it can also muster its way through Rock and Steel types as it learns Superpower, which is a massive boon to it. It's just amazing. Hey, hey, we'll take care of you. Hey, 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 what's wrong? Are you lost or something? No, I'm not. No. I'm just battling you. Cottony and Petilil, really? These aren't particularly very badass Pokemon. Okay, well that Petilil needs to go first, and then the Cottony can go afterwards. I don't think this Cottony knows Prankster either, which is, yeah, it doesn't, obviously. Why would you use Dunsparce and Ignite? That's so frustrating. Well, I guess actually it makes perfect sense, but it's just frustrating. Could have gotten a Guts boost and that thing would have died. Mega Drain. Mega Drain. Ha, see what I did there, huh? Yeah, that was totally funny. You might not be laughing, but you know that that was funny. Anyway, so we'll take down the Cottony. My cute little Pokemon. My baby lost. Oh yeah, you're definitely hooligans. Alright, so yeah, Braviary and Mandibuzz reviews coming at you right now. Alright, so we'll start with Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is a dark flying type and can have the abilities either Big Pecs or Overcoat. with weak armor as a hidden ability. In Black and White 1 it can be found on Route 11, but only in Black 2. And in Black and White 2 it can be found on Route 4, only in Black 2 and on Thursdays only. As well as that, in the Black 2 and White 2, it will also have its hidden ability, which is weak armor. When looking at Mandibuzz's stats, you can see that it's obviously meant to be a defensive Pokemon, having pretty damn good defensive stats and decent speed as well, but its attacking stats are abysmal. Because of that, Mandibuzz really is not a very good Pokemon. As well as that, its ability would suggest that it's supposed to be quite an offensive Pokemon. Weak armor would mean that it's increasing speed as it's lowering its defense. Mandibuzz is supposed to be a defensive Pokemon, not particularly speedy. It doesn't need to be very speedy, and it has no offensive prowess whatsoever. It is, in all fairness, it is totally useless. I have never really found a very good use for Mandibuzz in game. It's good in competitive play, but we're not talking about that really. It's basically just not very good. It's really, it's outclassed by pretty much every dark type, and as a flying type it's outclassed even by probably Swoobat, and that's really saying something. Mandibuzz gets 1.5 stars tops. Alright, so next up is Braviary. Braviary is a normal flying type and can have the abilities either Keen Eye or Sheer Force, with Defiant as a hidden ability. In White 1 it can only be found on Route 11, completely absent in Black 1. And in White 2 it can be found on Route 4, Mondays only, completely absent from Black 2. When looking at its stats, you can see that it's got a very, very high physical attack stat, with decent defences backed up by a very good HP stat, and is decently fast. When you combine that with its ability, which would be Defiant if you caught it in White 2 on the Route 4, it is really good. I am not kidding you, Braviary, I never thought I would say this, but this is a seriously good normal flying type. Like, really, this is an amazing Pokemon. It has no coverage issues to speak of, because it can learn Superpower, either through Level Up or through the Move Tutor. It can also learn moves such as Rock Slide and Shadow Claw for some extra coverage. Defiant helps it deal with Intimidate users and actually gain an attack boost from Intimidate Pokemon. As well as that, it has really, really strong stab moves, with Return and Fly being the obvious ones, but it gets Brave Bird later on, and I'm pretty sure it can also learn Double Edge as well. Braviary is a top Pokemon. It really is an amazing Pokemon, and it outclasses every flying type. It is so good in this game, and it easily gets the full 5 stars. Okay, so let's head on. Don't have too much, well actually we don't have anything else to do on this route, but before I end it we will get to Nimbasa City and I will show you the new Pokemon I will be catching. Thank you for healing my Pokemon. So yeah, I'm not going to be going into the desert resort fully yet. Just wanted to check that. I'm just going to go to the outside part, and all of the Pokemon here will get a review in just a second. I will try and find the Pokemon. Nope, not you, Diary. But there are 3 new Pokemon you can find here, I think it's 3. And then a further 2 more in the inside of the desert resort, and then a further 1 in the relic castle, so plenty of them. However, I will cover the full desert resort on a separate episode, in 2 episodes from now actually, and we'll cover it fully. But I did, because the reason I'm getting this Pokemon now is because basically I'm getting a Pokemon in the inside of desert resort as well, so obviously I wanted to have both, and I thought it would be easier to get one now, train it up for a while, and then go back to get the second Pokemon, so that they'd just kind of be a bit balanced levels, you know. Alright, so another Darumaka after a Sandile. None of these solutions. We'll see what we can find. Here it is, Dwebble, the bug rock type. This is what I want for my team. Saw quite a few of these in the gym, the last gym, but yeah, this is what I want. Not sure if this one has sturdy. Well, I'll try and catch this one. And yeah, I've just realised, yeah, I have actually already caught one of these things. It's fine. I already caught one because I traded one over. I don't remember why I traded one over, but I did. But anyway, so I'm going to call this thing, even though it's a female, so it doesn't really make too much sense, but I'm going to call it, well, I don't know what gender it will actually end up being, because this one might not have a very good nature. So, I'm going to go for Krusty Krab. Which is a funny name to me. Alright, so we're going to have Pokemon reviews coming at you right now. One of the new Pokemon you can find in the exterior of the desert resort is Dwebble. Dwebble is a bug rock type and can have the abilities either sturdy or shell armor, with weak armor as a hidden ability. Can be found on Route 18 and the desert resort in Black and White 1, and just the desert resort for Black and White 2. When looking at its stats, it looks like a fairly standard rock type actually, with very good physical defense and decent physical attack with okay HP. But oddly, it's actually got pretty good speed. Base 55 is decent. At level 34 it'll evolve into Crustle, and it can be found as a Crustle on Route 18 in the Dark Grass in Black and White 1, and it can be found in Route 18 as well as the Seaside Cave in Black and White 2. When looking at Crustle's stats, its defense has increased a lot by whole base 40 points, so it's now base 125, which is really good. Can help it tank some physical hits really well with its decent HP stat. It's also got a decent enough physical attack stat with good special defense, but it has become a lot slower. Crustle may not look like that fantastic of a bug rock type, but it actually is pretty good. It's not the best because it is still extremely slow, but you can use a move which is called Shell Smash. Now, Shell Smash will lower your defensive stats by 1 stage, but it will increase your attack, special attack and speed by 2 stages, which is insane, which makes Crustle great for sweeping. Having said that, Crustle really is still quite slow even after a Shell Smash boost, and even then it will be easily revenge killed by something that has good special attacking moves. Crustle is okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. I would personally give Crustle 3.5 stars. Another new Pokemon you can find at the exterior of the desert resort is Maractus. Maractus is a grass type and can have the abilities either Water Absorb or Chlorophyll, with Storm Drain as a hidden ability, so all 3 of those abilities are great for it. Chlorophyll in particular, but Storm Drain is very good for it, and Water Absorb, you know, they both give it water immunities, which is really good. Can be found at the Desert Resort in all 4 games. When looking at its stats, you can see that it's obviously quite weak defensively and has relatively low speed, but has good mixed attacking stats, especially in the special attack. When thinking about Maractus, it has good attacking moves. It doesn't have the best coverage in the world. Looks a bit like a distant cousin of Cacturn, although unfortunately Cacturn is better. But Maractus has good moves. It can then Giga Drain fairly early on, and will get Petal Dance before too long. It's also one of the few Pokemon to learn Cotton Guard, which will increase its defense stat by a massive 3 stages, so that could work for it. Can also learn Sucker Punch, which is a good move for it to combat that low speed, but obviously it doesn't gain stab, so it's a bit lousy in that respect. But Maractus is okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. It is generally outclassed by Lilligant, despite having better coverage than Lilligant. But yeah, Maractus is okay. I would give Maractus about 2.5 stars. The final new Pokemon you can find at the Desert Resort is Sandshrew. Sandshrew is a ground type and can have the ability Sand Veil with Sand Rush as a hidden ability. Can be found at the Desert Resort and the Relic Castle as a Sandshrew in Black 2 and White 2. And in Black and White 1 you must get it by breeding a Sandslash. When looking at Sandshrew, it looks like a very typical rock type, to be quite honest, despite being a ground type, but it has good physical defense, good physical attack and decent HP with lousy special stats and pretty low speed. At level 22 it evolves into Sandslash, and as a Sandslash it can be found on Route 15 as well as the Relic Castle in Black 2 and White 2, and can be found at the Relic Castle in the aftergame section in Black and White 1. Sandslash's stats will get juiced up a little bit. Its defences become, well, its physical defence anyway, becomes quite good. Base 110 is pretty nice, and its attack becomes presentable. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Decent HP, and again low special stats and kind of okay speed. It's not the best, but it's good for a ground type, for like a bulky ground type such as Sandslash. Sandslash is okay. It's not amazing. It's outclassed by Excadrill and Crocodile, but it really is decent. I mean, it's meant to be a bulky attacker obviously, but it works quite well in the next gym if you are struggling with the next gym. But yeah, I mean, it's not that great. It's kind of struggles because of its low special stats. It's really slow as well. Yeah, if you want a ground type, go with either Excadrill or Crocodile. But if you really love Sandslash, it's okay. So I would give Sandslash about 3 stars. Okay, so let's have a look at this Dwebble. Sorry to kind of interrupt there, but yeah. Alright, so, bold nature, that is not very good at all. Upping defense, lowering attack. Has sturdy, but yeah, that attack lowering is not going to do. Alright, well regardless, I'll catch another one off screen. I don't think the one I traded over was very good anyway, I just kind of wanted to trade it over for some reason. Traded over a few Pokemon actually. But anyway, here is the new gate to Nimbasa City. This is Join Avenue. Now this is basically, to give you a short overview, this is basically a mall where you can buy certain things, but people will come into the Join Avenue and you must recruit them to open a certain shop. Each person will open a certain shop. Afterwards, they will sell certain items depending on what kind of shop they are. Then you can have extra people will be coming along, and you can also invite them to open a shop, or alternatively, if you've already got someone who's going to be opening that kind of shop, you can recommend them to a shop depending on what kind of thing they want. And the more popular a store gets, the more items it will sell. It will raise its rank. So this place is quite useful. However, I'm not going to go through too much of this just now, because this does actually take a very long time to do, because you have to fill out a lot of, well, not questionnaires, but you have to do quite a lot of things. But you have to basically say that you'll manage it, and then say that you've got to give a phrase basically. So I'm going to go with, whoops, let's just go with Zoom, why not? That's a great line. What do I say when something moves my heart? Or when I'm impressed? No clue. You can change these if you did make a mistake or you wanted to change it. But I'm just going to go with, ooh, you are the one. Thank you. Sir, it's almost time for your next appointment. Oh, I almost forgot. My assistants. You heard me. I must leave now, so please support our newest manager. Yes sir, please take care of yourself. Off he goes. You will see him quite a few times though. Pleased to meet you. How should we address you? Let's just address me as S. That's fine. S. Now that you are the one to manage the development of the avenue, please turn it into a wonderful attraction where many people visit. I'll explain how to develop the avenue, so please talk to me when you are ready. That's your cue if you would like to go into it, however right now I'm just not going to. I am sorry. Okay, so once you've headed through the end of Join Avenue, you will reach Nimbasa City, the home of the 4th gym. But we will be covering the entirety of Nimbasa City on the next episode. So until then, I'll see you next time, guys.